Have you ever thought that the real culprit causing your blood sugar to soar step by step and leading you to the abyss of complications might be hidden in the very healthy foods you eat every day? The light diet you believe in might be quietly eroding the health of your pancreas. This isn't an exaggeration. Professor Mark Johnson, a renowned American diabetes expert, has observed a shocking phenomenon in his 40 years of clinical work. Over 80% of diabetic patients and many folks with high blood sugar aren't lacking in self-discipline. They're just putting their energy in the wrong place. They carefully count calories daily and steer clear of heavy meats and rich dishes. Do you ever feel the same way? You're obviously so careful with your diet, but why does your blood sugar always defy your control? The root of all these problems lies with those blood sugar assassins disguised as healthy foods, the ones we've always trusted. Please bear with me for a moment before we dive into the main topic. If you care about your own health and your family's, please hit that subscribe button below and turn on the little bell icon next to it. Because on this channel, we're dedicated to revealing health truths that few people talk about. I also hope to know if you're willing to join me on this path to true health. If you resonate with this video, please type a 1 in the comment section below. If not, you can put a 0. If you or your family are suffering from similar conditions, please leave a message and write down your questions. I'll do my best to provide answers. Today, I'm going to reorganize your understanding, help you uncover the most hidden imposters on your dinner table, and bring you a winning formula that can help reverse high blood sugar. The content of this video could impact your health for the rest of your life. Please make sure to stick around until the very end. Before I reveal the answer, we first need to understand one crucial question. How terrible is uncontrolled blood sugar? Many friends, especially at our age, tend to take high blood sugar lightly, thinking that as long as they eat fewer sweets, they'll be fine. No big deal, right? My dear friends, that idea is completely wrong. Imagine the blood vessels in our bodies are like water pipes transporting nutrients, and normal blood sugar is like clean water, nourishing every part of our body. But once blood sugar levels rise, the excess sugar remains in the blood, turning our blood into something like sticky syrup. This sticky syrup circulates through our blood vessels day after day. What consequences will that cause? It's like taking a piece of fresh meat and soaking it in high-concentration sugar water for a long time. What happens? It slowly rots and deteriorates, completely losing its vitality. The same holds true for our organs. When the tiny blood vessels in your eyes are blocked by this syrup, your vision will decline, potentially even leading to blindness. When the nerves in your feet are damaged, they'll produce a pins and needles numbness. In severe cases, amputation might be required. When your kidneys, those delicate filters, get clogged by the syrup, you might end up on the path to dialysis, not to mention that high blood sugar is also a major driver of heart disease and stroke. One of my old colleagues, Mr. Robert Taylor, is 68 this year. He's a retired English teacher. He's been diagnosed with diabetes for 10 years. In these 10 years, he's lived healthier than anyone else. He doesn't smoke or drink, goes to bed early, and gets up early every day. He eats very light meals 3 times a day. His main staples were basically white rice porridge and steamed buns. When he got hungry, he'd snack on some fruit and chicken with scallions. He thought he could control his blood sugar this way. But what was the result? His blood sugar levels fluctuated repeatedly, his medication dosage increased, and he became more and more listless. Since last year, he started showing typical signs of complications. His eyes blurred when he read the newspaper, and his feet had that persistent numbness. Mr. Taylor felt so much pain and confusion. He couldn't figure out what he'd done wrong. I believe Mr. Taylor's confusion is also the common confusion shared by many of you watching right now. Why is it that the healthier we eat, the harder our blood sugar is to control? Today, let's reveal this astonishing secret hidden in our daily lives. 5 health imposters secretly destroying your pancreas. All right, friends, please perk up. Next, I'm going to reveal to you 5 healthy foods that are gradually destroying the health of your pancreas. We'll unveil them in a countdown, especially the first one. It's almost a regular guest at every American family's dinner table. It's the most confusing and the easiest for us to overlook. 1. The mushy sweet potato trap. When you mention sweet potatoes, many people's eyes light up. Indeed, sweet potatoes are one of the top 10 best vegetables selected by the World Health Organization. They're rich in dietary fiber and multiple vitamins, known as longevity foods. But friends, there's a huge misunderstanding here. The key lies in the cooking method. Why are soft and mushy sweet potatoes called blood sugar killers? There's a scientific term behind this called gelatinization. We all know sweet potatoes are starchy foods. When they're cooked at high temperatures for a long time, especially when they're mashed into soft and mushy sweet potato puree, their starch structure is easily destroyed. Or when the sweet potato is baked into a sweet and oily roast, its starch structure is completely broken down. This process is called gelatinization. The gelatinized starch enters our digestive tract and can be quickly converted into glucose without much digestion, causing a sharp rise in blood sugar. Its glycemic index, GI value, even exceeds that of white sugar. Ms. Shirley Adams from downstairs is a typical example. Her blood sugar was a little high, and the doctor told her to watch her diet. She heard that sweet potatoes were good for you, so she steamed a bowl of soft sweet potato puree every morning for breakfast, thinking this was always healthier than eating rice. But a month later, her blood sugar level didn't drop. It rose instead. The doctor had to probe for a long time before finding the problem. Ms. Adams felt very aggrieved. She never thought that this seemingly healthy food would become a sweet poison harming her. So, whether sweet potatoes are harmful or not, it all depends on how you prepare them. If you want to eat sweet potatoes, please remember one principle. Eat firm, not soft. Eat whole, not broken. It's best to steam them until they're just cooked and still retain some firmness, and eat them with the skin on. This maximizes the retention of dietary fiber and effectively delays the rise in blood sugar. Chapter 2. Overly ripe and dried fruits. Eating more fruit is good for your body. We've heard this sentence since we were kids. Fruits are rich in vitamins and fiber, which is, of course, a good thing. But for those who need to control blood sugar, the choice of fruit and the form of the fruit are very specific. The misunderstanding here lies with those fully ripe and extremely sweet fruits and dried fruits made for easy storage. Think very ripe bananas, super sweet large mangoes, late-season grapes, etc. They have very high sugar content. And dried fruits like raisins, dried apricots, dried dates, and dried cranberries are the ultimate sugar bombs. Why is this? Think about the production process of dried fruits. It's to completely evaporate the water from fresh fruits. What's left is naturally highly concentrated sugar. The phrase concentration is essence is a complete fallacy when used here. Let me give you an example. You might feel full after eating 10 fresh grapes, but if it's raisins, you might grab 20, 30, or even more. You've consumed several times more sugar than fresh fruit, but the feeling of fullness is far less. What's even more serious is that during the dehydration process, precious vitamin C and some dietary fiber in the fruit are also destroyed. You thought you were supplementing your nutrition, but you were actually just eating handfuls of natural sugar cubes. The difference between this and eating sugar directly is minimal. So, friends, if you want to eat fruit, please make sure to choose those that are not too ripe and have a low sweetness, such as guavas, apples, cherry tomatoes, and blueberries. And control the amount you eat, only about the size of a fist a day. As for dried fruits and candied fruits, try not to touch them if you can. 3. The sweet deception of honey and natural sugars. Many people think white sugar is an industrial product and unhealthy, while honey is a natural essence that's definitely good for the body. Therefore, they add a spoonful of honey to their water in the morning, spread jam on their bread, and even use brown sugar or dark sugar instead of white sugar when making homemade healthy desserts. Ladies and gentlemen, I must seriously point out that this is just self-deception. Natural doesn't mean harmless, let alone sugar-free. Let's look at the composition of honey. More than 80% of its ingredients are sugar, mainly fructose and glucose. After these two monosaccharides enter the human body, they are absorbed very quickly, and their impact on blood sugar is no milder than that of white sugar. American doctors have solemnly warned that for diabetic patients, a spoonful of honey brings a burden to blood sugar that's no different in essence from a spoonful of white sugar. In addition, the jams on the market have a lot of added sugar, pectin, and various additives to improve taste and extend shelf life. You think you're tasting fruit, but you're actually eating fruit-flavored sugar paste. As for brown sugar and dark sugar, they are just unrefined sucrose, so they retain a small amount of minerals, but their essence is still sugar. Their blood sugar rise rate is only a small step better than white sugar. What should you do if you really love sweetness, but are worried about blood sugar problems? There are some natural sweeteners on the market, such as erythritol. They are sweet, but produce almost no calories and don't participate in the body's blood sugar metabolism. They are relatively safe choices. But even if we use sweeteners, we must understand that their purpose is to help us break our dependence on sweets, not as an excuse to indulge. 4. The juice juggle. When fresh isn't best. This is arguably the easiest pitfall for the middle class and health enthusiasts to stumble into. Many people spend a lot of money on high-powered blenders or juicers, preparing a glass of energy-filled, freshly squeezed juice for themselves and their families every morning, believing it's the purest and highest form of nutrient intake. However, the truth is that when you drink that glass of juice, you haven't taken in the most precious ingredient of fruit, dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is like a wall within the fruit. It wraps the sugar, allowing it to be released slowly and in an orderly fashion in our digestive tract. This way, our blood sugar won't spike suddenly. But when you use a high-speed rotating blade to turn fruit into juice, this wall is completely destroyed. The fruit's cell walls are broken, and all the sugar is instantly released and converted into free sugar. When you drink that glass of juice, these unimpeded free sugars rush into your blood like a flood, bringing an unprecedented, massive impact to your pancreatic system. To cope with this sudden sugar tsunami, your body can only desperately secrete insulin. If this continues for a long time, the pancreatic cells will become exhausted, eventually leading to insulin resistance and even diabetes. This isn't mere speculation. Even the World Health Organization has clearly pointed out that free sugar is a major threat to modern health, and freshly squeezed fruit juice is a major source of free sugar. Here's a real case. A 30-year-old Ms. Sarah Davies insisted on drinking 2 large glasses of freshly squeezed juice every day for detoxification and beauty. As a result, in less than 2 years, she was diagnosed with severe fatty liver and prediabetes. She herself couldn't understand why she had health problems, despite eating so healthily. Friends, please remember one thing. Always choose to eat whole fruits instead of drinking juice. If you have trouble chewing, you can cut fruits into small pieces and eat them slowly. Please put away that juicer at home. Its potential harm to your health far outweighs the benefits. 5. The silent saboteur. Refined grains, dear friends. Before the #1 spot is announced, why not guess in the comments section what this most common blood sugar assassin is and see if you guessed correctly? Okay, we won't keep you in suspense any longer. The #1 fake health food that harms blood sugar the most is the staple food we've eaten for thousands of years: white rice porridge, white bread, and white buns. Are you shocked? Do you find it unbelievable? Many people will argue, but I didn't eat sugar. I just ate normally. How could it be a blood sugar killer? Let me explain. These foods that we call staples have a common name: refined carbohydrates. What does refined mean? It means that the original whole grains, like brown rice and whole wheat, have been polished layer by layer to remove the most nutritious bran and germ, leaving only the purest core endosperm part. That's pure starch. After these pure starches enter our bodies, they are digested almost effortlessly. They are converted into glucose 100 at a very fast speed. This is especially true for the white porridge that many cultures love so much. After a long cooking time, the starch is highly gelatinized. Its blood sugar rise is faster and more violent than eating white rice directly. There's a very classic saying in the medical field. For diabetic patients, a bowl of white porridge is about the same as a bowl of sugar water. Remember Mr. Taylor we mentioned earlier? He's a typical victim. He thought he should eat light and easy-to-digest food when he was sick, so he drank a big bowl of white porridge with pickles every morning. He never thought that this bowl of white porridge, which seemed mild and nourishing to the stomach, was the real culprit causing his high blood sugar. Seeing this, you might feel a little desperate. Sweet potatoes can't be eaten casually, and fruits need to be limited. Even rice and porridge have become enemies. So what can we eat? Don't worry. Please keep reading. 5 Golden Guardians for Blood Sugar Control. Dear friends, please don't lose hope. If there's a blood sugar killer, there must be a blood sugar fighter. After blocking the source of the flood, we must learn how to build a solid dam. Here are 5 miracle cures on your dinner table that you must remember. 1. Oats, the king of grains. The first one is oats, truly the king of grains. The key to why oats are so outstanding is that they contain a water-soluble dietary fiber called beta-glucan. You can think of this substance as a sponge with extraordinary water absorption. When you eat oats, it absorbs a lot of water in your stomach and forms a sticky, gel-like substance. This gel will coat other foods, especially carbohydrates, like putting on a thick winter coat. This way, the digestion speed of these foods will be greatly slowed down, and sugar can only be released slowly, little by little, into the blood. Your blood sugar will naturally be very stable without drastic fluctuations. Therefore, I call oats a sustained release capsule for blood sugar. Isn't that vivid? The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has even publicly acknowledged that oats rich in beta-glucan can not only help stabilize blood sugar, but also help reduce cholesterol and the risk of cardiovascular disease. This is double good news for us diabetics. But please note that the oats I'm talking about are the kind of oatmeal that needs to be boiled in water, whole grains, or steel-cut oats. It's not the instant cereals in the supermarket that have added sugar and creamer and can be drunk after just mixing, or other pseudo-healthy foods. Don't get confused. 2. Bitter melon. Nature's insulin. When mentioning bitter melon, many friends might be shocked. Its taste is indeed not so pleasant, but its blood sugar lowering effect has been scientifically confirmed. Bitter melon contains two extremely valuable ingredients. One is called carotene, and the other is called polypeptide PT. Scientists have found that the structure and function of these substances are very similar to the insulin in our human bodies. They can help our bodies more efficiently utilize glucose in the blood and transport sugar from the blood to the cells, thereby achieving a blood sugar lowering effect. Therefore, bitter melon is also praised by scientists as plant insulin. This isn't a folk remedy. It's supported by modern medical research. Currently, many biotechnology companies have extracted these active ingredients from bitter melon to make health products. Of course, eating bitter melon directly in our daily diet is the most natural and safest way. How to cook it to best retain its blood sugar lowering activity. The recommended way is to mix it in a cold salad or stir-fry it, and avoid long-term high-temperature stewing. For example, making a cold bitter melon salad or bitter melon scrambled with eggs are both good choices. It's completely worth enduring a little bitterness for your health. 3. Soy products, your dietary allies. Many cultures can't do without soy products on the table. This is indeed a precious legacy. Tofu, dried tofu, unsweetened soy milk, and natto, which is known as a national treasure in Japan, are all our right-hand helpers on the road to controlling blood sugar. Soy products have three major benefits. First, their glycemic index is extremely low, and they hardly cause drastic fluctuations in blood sugar. Second, they are rich in high-quality plant protein. Protein provides a long-lasting sense of fullness, making you less likely to feel hungry, thereby reducing the intake of staple foods and snacks. Third, studies have shown that regular consumption of soy products can help improve our body's sensitivity to insulin and make our insulin work more efficiently, especially natto. After fermentation, it not only retains all the nutritional value of soybeans, but also produces an additional active substance called nattokinase, which has a good effect on dissolving blood clots and protecting the cardiovascular system. So, friends, please add soy products to your daily menu. You can have a cup of sugar-free, freshly ground soy milk for breakfast and a portion of homemade tofu or cold-dried tofu for lunch or dinner. Tasty and healthy. 4. Dark green, leafy vegetables, the fiber fortress. All doctors and nutrition experts will tell you to eat more vegetables, especially dark green leafy vegetables, such as spinach, celery, kale, broccoli, etc. They are good for stabilizing blood sugar in two ways. First, they are rich in dietary fiber and have very low calories. When eating, eat a large plate of vegetables first, and your stomach will feel full soon, and you naturally won't be able to eat as much rice. These fibers are like scavengers, which can slow down the absorption of sugar. Secondly, some vegetables have special hidden skills. Take broccoli as an example. It contains a substance called sulforaphane. The latest medical research has confirmed that this sulforaphane can act on our liver to reduce the liver's own synthesis of glucose. We know that high blood sugar doesn't only come from food. The liver also produces sugar by itself, and sulforaphane can inhibit this process. Isn't that amazing? Therefore, the order of eating is very important. We will explain it in detail later, but please remember that every meal must contain enough dark green, leafy vegetables. 5. Whole nuts, good fats, good health. Many diabetics think that nuts are rich in oil and should never be touched. This is another common misunderstanding. Friends, we must distinguish between bad fats and good fats. Bad fats, such as trans fats in fried foods, should of course be avoided. But nuts contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are good fats that our bodies need. A moderate amount of good fats will not only not increase blood sugar, but can help stabilize blood sugar because they can slow down the emptying of the stomach, increase satiety, and significantly improve insulin sensitivity. In addition, nuts are rich in magnesium. Many studies have shown that magnesium deficiency is closely related to insulin resistance. Recommended nuts include almonds, walnuts, and macadamia nuts, but there are 3 prerequisites. First, you must choose the original flavor. Any salt-baked, honey-glazed, or heavily roasted ones should be avoided. Second, control the portion size. Just a small handful that you can hold in your hand every day, about 10 pieces. Don't eat too much. Third, it's best to eat them as a snack between meals. Of these 5 treasures, oats, bitter melon, soy products, dark green leafy vegetables, and original nuts, which one do you usually eat most? Or do you have any unique sugar-stabilizing ingredients? Please share with everyone in the comment area. Let us learn and improve together. 4. Golden secrets for scientific blood. Sugar control. Okay, friends, now we know which blood sugar killers we should avoid. We also know which magic weapons to embrace for lowering blood sugar. But knowing what to eat isn't enough. Only by mastering the correct dietary habits can we achieve twice the result, with half the effort in controlling blood sugar. Just like in a war, we need sophisticated weapons and clever tactics. Next, I will share with you 4 golden secrets of scientific blood sugar control that have been proven effective by countless people. These 4 rules are even more effective than taking medicine. Please be sure to write them down. 1. Change your eating order. This is the simplest and most effective one. From today on, please adjust the order of your meals. Don't take 2 big mouthfuls of rice at the beginning. The correct order is to drink a small bowl of clear soup first, then eat a lot of vegetables, then take in your protein, such as fish, meat, eggs, tofu, and finally, your staple food. Why do you do this? The principle is very simple. First, fill your stomach with soup and vegetables until it is 70% to 80% full. The fiber in the vegetables has already laid a protective net in your intestines in advance. When you eat protein and staple food, their digestion and absorption speed will be significantly slowed down, and the blood sugar rise curve will naturally become very gentle. The effect of this small adjustment is immediate. You can try it at your next meal. 2. Slow down and savor. Our brain takes time to receive the signal, "I'm full," about 20 minutes. If you eat too fast and your brain hasn't reacted yet, you might have eaten too much. So please slow down your eating speed. Develop a good habit of chewing slowly. Try to savor the taste of every bite of food. Set a small goal for yourself. Chew each mouthful of food 30 times before swallowing. This can not only help you control the total amount of food, but also reduce the burden on the digestive system and allow food to be digested more thoroughly. 3. No eating before bed. Many people have the habit of eating midnight snacks, which is very unhealthy. At night, all organs in our body need to rest, and the metabolism rate will slow down accordingly. If you eat before going to bed, especially high-carb and high-fat foods, they will be difficult to digest and metabolize in time, and will be converted into fat and stored. At the same time, this will keep your blood sugar at a high level throughout the night, seriously interfering with your sleep quality, and making your pancreas unable to rest, forcing it to work overtime all night. In the long run, the function of the pancreas will only get worse and worse. So please make a rule for yourself. Except for drinking water, Don't eat anything within 3 hours before going to bed. 4. The golden plate method. You don't need to calculate calories accurately because that's too cumbersome. You just need to remember a simple plate ratio method. Divide your plate into 4 sections in your mind. 2 of the sections, or half the plate, should be filled with vegetables of various colors, especially dark green leafy vegetables. Of the remaining 2 sections, 1 section should be filled with your high-quality protein, such as a piece of fish, a chicken breast, or a block of tofu. The last section is for your staple food, and this part of the staple food is best to be whole grains, which is what we talked about earlier. Use brown rice, oats, quinoa, etc. to replace part of the white rice. This golden ratio of half vegetables, 1/4 protein, and 1/4 high-quality staple food can ensure that you have balanced nutrition and stably control blood sugar from the source. These 4 secrets are simple, easy to implement, and powerful. They don't cost you a penny. You just need to make up your mind to change your lifestyle habits from now on. Okay, friends, today's sharing ends here. Let's review it together. We've exposed the 5 blood sugar killers disguised as healthy foods: mushy sweet potatoes, dried fruits, honey, rash jam, freshly squeezed juice, and the most dangerous, white rice and white porridge. We also got to know 5 guardians of our health: oats, bitter melon, soy products, dark green leafy vegetables, and original nuts. Finally, we've mastered 4 golden secrets more effective than taking medicine: changing the order of eating, chewing slowly, not eating before going to bed, and the golden plate method. Remember Mr. Taylor we mentioned at the beginning? After he followed Professor Johnson's dietary advice, his life underwent a miraculous change. He changed his breakfast porridge to oatmeal and eggs, and his staple food to brown rice. He strictly followed the order of vegetables first, then meat, and then grains, and gave up all fruit juices and desserts. Only 3 months later, when he went to the hospital for a follow-up visit, even the doctor was surprised. His glycosylated hemoglobin dropped from a dangerous 9.5 to a near-normal 6.5. The tingling numbness in his feet also greatly improved. He excitedly told me that he felt as if he had been reborn and regained his passion and control over life. Mr. Taylor's story tells us that controlling blood sugar has never been a battle full of pain and taboos, but a lifestyle revolution full of wisdom and hope. It doesn't require you to diet or starve, nor does it require you to give up delicious food. What it needs is your awakening and action for health. It is the most precious gift we can give to ourselves and our families. If you think today's video is valuable to you, please share it with your loved ones and friends, especially those elders who are troubled by blood sugar problems. Your simple sharing action may change their lives. From today on, let us take control of our health. I hope you and your family can say goodbye to the haze of high blood sugar and embrace a new life full of vitality and joy. See you next time.